Hello students, welcome back. So in this session, I'm going to be talking about array indexing and slicing and how you can modify elements. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to import your NumPy as NP. I'm creating an alias for that. I'm creating an alias for my NumPy and I'm calling it as NP. So this way I don't have to keep typing NumPy every single time. Alright, so let's say we want to access elements and modify elements. Let's start with something simple. So let's copy this, come over here, and let me open up a few cells. All right. Okay. So access elements. So let's access a one-dimensional array. Okay, I'm creating a one-dimensional array of shape 4 and modify an element. So I'm creating an array right here. This is my array, and it's a one-dimensional array. It's only 1D right there, and it's a shape 4, meaning there are 4 elements in it. Okay, and then I'm going to print some of the elements. So let's try to print some elements. This is my element A0. So let's run this and oh, NP not defined. Okay, I gotta run this cell first. All right, then come over here, run this cell, and there you go. Okay, so remember in your arrays, your indexing always starts with 0. This is important, just like in your list and your string and your tuple, your indexing starts with 0. So this is 0, this is index 1, index 2, and index 3. So this is your position 0, position 1, position 2, position 3. All right. So if you want to access an element at index 0, you specify a square bracket and you specify the index position over here, and that's going to give you the element at index 0. In this case is 60, 60, it prints out 60. Likewise, if you want access to element at index 2, you're going to say a 2 right there. So this is going to become this right here, this 12. Okay, so this is 0, 1, 2, and it prints out 12 right there. So if you want the fourth element would be 0, 1, 2, 3, this one. So in this case, this is going to become 3. So this will be my fourth element. If I run this, and there you go, that's my fourth element. Okay, you can also change elements, by the way, now. So let's try to change some elements. So same list, okay, let's come over here, let's paste it down, and I want to change one of the elements. Let's say I want to change 60. Okay, I want to change this to, let's say, 5. And the way you do, you access that element by using a index 0, and then you assign it the value 5, and then I print my a again and run this, and there you go. You can see now it's 5 right there. Before it was 6, okay, and now it is 5. And if you want, you can print it out just before that and after that. So if I do print a, all right, run this again, and there you go. So see, it prints my a initial, and then it prints my a again right there. And as you can see, 60 has been turned into 5 using array indexing right here. Okay, you can also do the same thing with two-dimensional array. So let's do that. This is a two-dimensional array. So the way you access two-dimensional array, you can actually specify b square bracket. Okay, b is my array in this case. So b is a row index and then column index in a square brackets. Or you can actually say like this, row index comma column index. This only works for your NumPy array. So let's say I have a two-dimensional array. This is my two-dimensional array. Okay, and let me just do this, run this, and there you go. So I have a two-dimensional array. Okay, and these are my elements. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So two-dimensional, row 1 and row 2. And this is of shape 2 by 3. In other words, there are 2 rows and 3 columns. So this is my row 1 and this is my row 2. Let me just move this thing over here, so a little bit more clarity. So this way it's a little bit easy oops, sorry, let's come over here, and there you go. All right, so this is my a 2D array of shape 2 by 3. So row 1 and row 2. Okay, I want to access an element at row index 0 and column index 0. So the way I'm going to do, I can actually access the element using this notation right here, which is this notation, or I can use comma. Okay, the comma is more convenient. So let's run this, and if you run this, you're going to get these numbers 1 and 1. They both are exactly same. Okay, now let's say you want to access an element at right there. Let's say at element row index 0 and column index 1. So row index 0 would be this right here. This is my row index 0, and column index 1, which would be this right here. So remember your column, this is column index 0, column index 1, column index 2, column index 0, column index 1, column index 2. All right, if I run this, it's going to give me 2. And I'm actually printing it twice, so you can see that you can either use this notation or you can use this notation. They both give the same answer. Going forward, I will try to use this notation. I like this notation better. Okay, now let's say you want to access an element. You want to access an element at, let me just come over here, at row index 1 and column index 2. So your row index 1, which is right here, and column index 2, column index 2. So column index 2 would be this right here. So this way, when I run this, it's going to give me 6 right there. All right. So now you can modify elements too now. So let's say you want to modify something. You want to modify one of the element. Come over here, copy and paste. All right, so let's change an element. So there are two ways. Either I can use this notation or I can use this notation. So basically I'm saying I'm accessing my element and I'm trying to change the element at row index 0 and column index 2 and print my B. So if I come over here, and as you can see, this element has been changed. Well, let's make this to -9, so it's a little bit more easy to see, -9. And there you go. This has changed to -9. If you recall, my element B actually had, this one had 3 over there. Now this one has changed to -9. So this is row index 0, column index 2. Row index 0, column index 2 right here. Okay, let's say you want to access a 3-dimensional array. Then you want to modify its element. You can do that too. So come over here, copy and paste. Let me just create a few more cells. All right. So I want to access 3D arrays and modify some of its elements. So same principle, but now I just scale it up. So you're gonna just say block index, row index, column index. Okay, so I'm just calling it a name as a block index. This is row index, this is column index. You can call it whatever element you want. It's just kind of easy to visualize. So this is I'm creating a 2 by 3 by 5. Okay, so this is my 3D array. The shape is 2 by 3 by 5. In other words, there are two blocks, and there are 3 rows. In each block, there are 3 rows, and there are 5 columns. So this is my first block. Okay, and this is my second block right here. And within each block, there is 3 rows, and you can see there 1 row, 2 row, and 3 row. By the way, this is row index 0, row index 1, so I should be calling it row 0, a row equal to 0, okay, and this should be called row equal to 1, and this should be called row equal to 2. Okay, so this is row index, by the way, just be aware of these things. All right, same thing over here. So this is row equal to come over here, let me just change this to 0, and this is your row equal to 1, and this is your row equal to 2. This is row index equal to 2. All right, so now I want access to element that is at depth index 0, row index 2, and column index 0. I want access to this element. Okay, well, let me run this first. Okay, this element would be, now remember, your depth index is 0, which is this right here. This is my depth index. Okay, this is my, oops, sorry. This is my depth index 0, this one right here, the whole thing. Then I want row index 2. So this is my row index 0, row index 1, row index 2. This is my row index 2 right here, right? Row index 2 right there. And then I want column index 0. In this one, my column index 0 is this right here, 11. All right, and so it prints out 11 at the bottom. I can access the same element using 0, 2, 0, produces the same answer. I want to access an element at depth index 1, row index 2, and column index 0. Okay, same thing. So in this case, it's going to print me element 26. Okay, so if you come over here, and if you look at this thing, I'm saying column depth index 1. So let me just make this thing a little bit. Yeah, I hope it's visible. All right, let me just make it a little smaller. All right, there you go. Okay, so depth index is 1, row index is 2, and column index is 0. In this case, depth index 1 would be over here, and your column row index is 2, which is this one right here, and then column, row index is 2 and your column index is 0, which is 21. So it should print 21. And oh, look what happened. 1, 2, 0. So your 1, 0, this is your 1, okay, and your 2, 0, 1, 2. I'm sorry, 2 is this right here. This will be this one right here. All right, so it prints out 26, 26 over there. Okay, then let's see. Now you can also modify elements. Okay, so you can actually just come over here and just change elements if needed. So all you have to do is just come here and just type. Let's say you want to change one of the elements. Let's say this one. Okay, you want to change this element to equal to -9. You want to change this to -9, and then let's print out my b. Okay, so you can see how your b looks like. Print out my b, run this, and there you go. So see, it changed that element to -9. Okay, so 103, if you come over here, 103 would be 1 over here, your 0 would be over here, and 3. This is the one. Okay, depth 1, row 0, okay, row index 0, and column index 3. Column index 3 is 20. So it removed 20 and it put -9 in its place. Oh, sorry, actually this one, 19. This is my 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is my 3 right there. So it's removed 19 and put -9 in its place. Okay, now array slicing. So array slicing, they are similar to Python list, and NumPy arrays can be sliced. So in this case, since your arrays are multidimensional, you must specify a slice for each dimension of the array. This is important that you have to specify a slice for each dimension of your array. So let's create some arrays. Okay, so I'm going to create some array right here. So this way I don't have to keep typing those arrays. So I'm creating an np.random.seed. So this way I can rerun the same program. It's going to keep consistently giving me the same result. And I'm saying my a equal to np.random.randint 0, 10, size 4, 8. So I'm creating a 4 by 8 array, okay, with random numbers, okay, random numbers between 0 to 10. All right, let's run this, and there you go. So it created me an array right there with random numbers from 0 to 10, and the size is 4 by 8. Okay, I want a subarray. Okay, let's say I want a subarray consisting of the first two rays. Okay, so in this case, the concept is similar. Let me just come down over here. So when you do slicing, slicing actually has the same logic as your list has. So if you remember, in slicing, you use your start index, you specify your start index, okay, colon, you specify your stop index, and then you specify your step. Okay, this is the same logic as it was done in the list from the Python. So I want my array, subarray consisting of the first two rows. So you can do that. So let's run this, and there you go. You see, it gives me a subarray consisting of the first two rows, row 0 and row 1, which is this right here, first two rows. Okay, and then I'm saying and columns 1 and 2, and columns 1 and 2, which would be this right here. So if you look over here, this is my first two rows and column this one. Okay, so this is how you can get those elements. Okay, so this way I can get elements using slicing. This is called slicing. Okay, this is called slicing right here. You are getting a slice of an array. You're getting a subset of your array. All right, then let's say I want a subarray consisting of the row index from 1 to 3. Okay, oops, sorry. Let's come over here. All right, there you go. I want a subarray consisting of row index from 1 to 3 and a column index from 3 to 7. So you want a column index from 3 to 7. So in this case, same logic. You're going to go from 1 to 3. Now, if you notice, this thing is 4. Although I'm claiming to be 3, but I'm calling it 4 over here. I'm writing 4 over there. That's because in your slicing, it always excludes the last index. Okay, it always excludes the last index. So if I want the column index from 3 to 7, I'm going to specify 3 colon 8 over there, one higher than that. Okay, so run this, and there you go. So this is my subarray consisting row index from 1 to 3 and column index from 3 to 7. So row index from 1 to 3, if you come over here, row index from 1 to 3 would be right here, right? 1, 2, and 3 right there. This is my row index 1 to 3, and my column index goes from 3 to 7. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. So start from here, uh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to here. All right. So this would be this one right here. Oops, sorry. This one right here. These would be the elements. So if you go down, and you will see that's exactly the same elements. Okay. Now this is something important. A slice of an array is actually a view. So if you modify the slice, it will change your original data. Be aware of that. So let's say I have a slice, okay, and if you modify, okay, let's say this is my slice right here, B, okay, this is my slice of my array A. If you modify the A, it's going to modify, sorry, if you modify your element in B, it is also going to modify your element in array A. So because this is exactly same as this, so it's not a copy of that, it's exactly the same, it's basically a slice of that. So for example, I'm actually modifying B now. I'm saying the element at 0 comma 0 at B 0 comma 0, make it -9. By the way, B 0 comma 0 would be this element, this right here. Okay, this element is B 0 comma 0, and this one in your A would be A13. Okay, because if you remember, your slicing is right here, starts from here, right? So if this is my array A, in my array A, this element would be 1 comma 3. Okay, 1 comma 3. All right. So come over here and let's run this, and I print my A. So this is my A before and this is my A after, and as you can see, B00 was this element right here. This was my B00, right? This one I'm changing this element B00 to -9. It changed to -9 right here. So I'm printing my A before change and I'm printing my A after change, and I'm changing my slice in between, and as you can see, your A has changed over there. All right, thank you, gentlemen.